Hi, boys and girls, it's Miss Cooper. We are back for another lesson on perimeter. Hopefully you listened to my song yesterday and learned a little bit about perimeter, and you learned that to solve for perimeter, you add up all the sides. Today, we're going to go a step farther, and we are going to use these strip diagrams today to help plug in some numbers and help us figure out when a side is missing, like this green question mark, but we know the perimeter already. So again, we know that perimeter is around an object, and we know that to solve for perimeter, we add up all those sides. You will also notice today in the slides that the numbers are color coordinated with the boxes to help you know where they go. And it's as simple as clicking on it and dragging it into its spot. So we're going to use this diagram, the strip diagram. It is also called a part, whole diagram. So it takes those three parts to equal that whole perimeter. So we're going to plug in some numbers. We know that the perimeter is 18, so I'm just going to take 18 and slide it over here. I'm going to take 7 and click on it and drag it down to the blue box. It matches the number. And this purple 8 is going to go in the purple box. And then obviously we're going to put this question mark in the green box. So once you have your strip diagram filled out, you are ready for step 1. So it says I'm ready for step 1, delete this box. So you're going to simply click in this box and then click the delete or backspace button. It's going to empty this picture so you can now see it. And again, we're going to plug in the same numbers. So in the first box, we are going to drag over the 7. So 7 plus 8. And then for this one, you're actually going to type in the answer. 7 plus 8 equals 15. And to check your work, you're going to take this. Anytime you see an icon that has this little finger pointing up, you're going to click on it and drag it up and make sure you have the right answer. So 7 plus 8 is 15. Now we're ready for step 2. So we're going to click in this box and delete that box. Now you notice this box is pink. That's because that's our perimeter that they've already told us. So we're going to take 18 and then we're going to subtract the answer that's in the box that has the blue and purple frame. So our answer was 15. So I'm going to plug in 15. So 18 minus 15 is, and I'm going to give you just a second to think about that. Remember, we always start in the ones column. So 8 minus 5 is 3, and 1 minus 1 is 0. So the answer is 3. And again, we have this finger that tells us we can click and drag. We're going to check our work. 3. So the missing side is 3. And we can go back and check our work by taking a 3 and plugging it in up here and saying 7 plus 3 is 10, and then 8 more would make 18. I always think checking your work is super important. All right, we're going to try another one. It says, what is the length of this missing side? And again, I've tried to color coordinate for you the best I can. We're still using this strip diagram. This is the whole, and then we have a part, and we have a missing side. So for the whole perimeter, it tells us up here that the perimeter is 36. So in this box, I'm going to type 36. Okay. Then it tells us that one side is 14. Another side is 12, and we don't know the missing side. So now we're going to plug in our numbers with the same colors. The blue was 14. The green box was 12. And we're going to add those two numbers together. If you cannot add them in your head, I always think it's important to keep a piece of scrap paper. I always have that on hand. And so you can add that on your scrap paper if you need to. 4 plus 2 would be 6. And then 1 plus 1 would be 2. So our answer is 26. So now that we know that much, that we know those two pieces are equal to 26, we can now solve to find that missing number. So we're going to take the yellow box and put that number in here, which is 36. And we're going to subtract our white box, which is 26. So 36 minus 26 is, and I'm going to give you again another second. You can always stack these two numbers on top of each other. 36 minus 26 is 10. So our missing side would be 10 inches. I'm going to go through one more with you, and then you're going to do some practice on your own. So again, we have our strip diagram. We have our whole, and then we have part, 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 because we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-sided shape, which is called a pentagon. That's right. So up here it tells us that our perimeter for the whole shape is 44. I'm going to type that in the yellow box. And I have two pieces up here that are 7. So I'm going to type a 7 and a 7. And then I have two other sides that are equal to 9. And of course we have our missing side, which we do not know yet. So I'm again going to keep those colors the same, and I'm going to plug in 7 plus 7 plus 9 plus 9. And you are going to solve and figure out what 7 plus 7 plus 9 plus 9 is. And I'm going to give you just a minute, and I'm going to check my work on my scratch paper. I know that 7 plus 7 is 14. And I know that 9 plus 9 is 18. And so I just checked on my paper. 14 plus 18 is 32. So now we're ready to plug in our answers. We know that the perimeter is 44 of the whole shape. We know that these 4 sides, those parts, 7, 7, 9, and 9, are equal to 32. So we're going to type that in. And then we're going to take this whole, which is 42, and subtract, or I'm sorry, 44, and subtract it from the 32 that we already know. And the answer would be, and again, if you don't know, I would suggest you stack your numbers over top of each other. And the answer is 12. You are going to continue through doing some practice for me. You are going to do this slide where it has you do it step by step, which we just did. And then a second slide, a third slide. And then you have one slide that you're going to complete on your own. And it says a triangle-shaped flag has a perimeter of 33 inches. 2 of the sides are 12 inches long. What is the length of the third side in inches? So it says delete this box for step-by-step help. So you click on the box and use either delete or backspace, and it will give you the boxes that you need. And then when you're ready for step 2, you'll click on that box and delete it for the third part. Remember, I'm available on Zoom if you need help, and I hope you have a good